Hello everybody, it's 123 Stealth Bomber here, and bringing you another tutorial on the Assault Squad editor. And today, I'm going to show you how to do teams, how to make enemies and allies. If you know from a while back, if you guys were subscribed to me a long time ago, I did a video on how to do teams, how to change your teams, and how to make units fight. Now, this video's a re-upload of it. But obviously back then I did not do commentary. So this is kind of like a re-upload. It goes more into detail and how to set up your enemies, how to set up your team. If you want allies, how you do that, because I never did that in that video. So this is kind of like a re-upload, but more in detail. Okay, so I want to start off with teams. Okay, as you can see, your team is indicated at the top left. You change your team by using the numpad, the numbers on the numpad. Now, only the numpad will work. If you use the top numbers on the keyboard, those will not work. You need to use a numpad. If you don't have a numpad, you need to buy one, like an addition, or buy another keyboard. That's all I can say, because it won't work with any other numpad. So if I press 1, for example, 1 would change me to player 1, which is red. So that it just indicates by color. If I press 2 on the numpad, it changes me to green, which is player 2, and then so on. Player 3 is yellow, player 4 is blue, etc. Now gray, I switch to gray, which is 0. That's team 0, which is a neutral team. I don't suggest using neutral teams too much, unless if you're doing a test or anything like that. But I suggest if you're going to start off at anything, make it a battle, just start off from 1 and up, because team 0, it can kind of mess you up a little bit. So I suggest using team 1 and up. Okay. So as you know, I play some guys, and they're on team 1. I can select them, I can move them around, all that stuff. And I'm going to increase the map to show you that obviously, since they're on my team, they're blue. Now I switch to another team like green and yellow on the other teams, they are red, indicating they are the enemy. If I switch to team 0 or team gray, they were yellow, indicating that they were neutral. However, all the other teams indicated they were red, meaning they were the enemy of team 1. So that we will be changing if we wanted an ally or an enemy, but for now. Okay, so now we want an enemy of team 1. So team 1 I'm going to control. That will be my controlling team, which would be team 1. Team 2 will be the enemy. Obviously, to change teams, just pressed on the numpad. So I switched to team 2 on the numpad, which is team green. So as you can see, when I'm on team 1, my guys are still in blue to indicate they're mine, and the enemy was red. However, if I switch to team 2, they're blue now, because now I'm under control of theirs, and then my guys are red. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put them under my control, put them under user control, and now, because I'm going to set up a little battle here, what I'm also going to do is set up an ally now. This is how we set up allies. Okay, so I want the English to be my ally. I mean, obviously, it can be anyone else. It does not need to be the English, but in my case, I'm going to use the English. I'm going to give them 2 riflemen. So now we need to set them to the next team. They're going to be team 3. But as you can see on the map, my guys and even the enemy are still red. Well, that's what we're going to be changing very soon. We want these guys to become allies. I want to become their allies. So we don't fight each other, because if I press start, it's pretty much a free-for-all. Each team will be fighting each other. We want to make it so it's 2 teams on 1. So how do we do this? Well, when you're in F3, you're going to press F9. When you press F9, their mission properties will pop up, and look for diplomacy and expand that box. When you expand it, you'll see this huge graph. It looks confusing, but it's actually very easy to read. It's just indicating what team belongs to which, what are enemies, which are neutral, and which are allies. So red boxes meaning they're the enemy. Yellow boxes mean neutral, and then green means ally. Now to change these boxes, you just need to simply click it. left click to cycle through the different types. So say we'll read it, where if you start from the left and you go from the top as well. So player 1 will be enemy of player 2. So you converge them together and see, as you can see, that box is red. We want them to be the enemy. However, player 1 wants to be allies with player 3. So as you can see, I changed that, and now when I hit OK, my guys, I'm on team 1, and now you can see they're green. Team 3 is now green, indicating they are allies. If I switch to team 2, they're both red, indicating they're still both the enemies. Now if I switch to team 3, there will be blue, but then my guys will be green. Now obviously, you guys probably know this from playing online, playing skirmish. You guys see this all the time. So this is how it's set up. Okay, very, very simple. Okay, yeah, so now I'm just gonna decrease the size of the map, and now we're gonna test it, just to show you that it works properly. Okay, so obviously those guys, they're getting to a better piece of cover, and you could see when I move my cursor over them, it showed an X, meaning I can't fire at them. So you can see on the right of my screen, the allies are firing at the enemy. Now, the Japanese weren't firing at, the English is because I had more guys and I was closer, so I was their bigger set of attention. But say if the English were closer, they would be firing at them as well. So yeah, that's how that works. Okay, before I hit finish, I'm just going to finish off these guys. Worthless. Okay, good enough. Okay, now before the video ends, I want to show you some other techniques that can be helpful for teams and all this other stuff in this category. If you switch back to F3 and then you press F9 again, I want to show you how you start off as a team. If you ever notice, when you press start, you start off as like no team, and then if you wanted to play as team 1 or whatever, you would need to press it to switch to it. So how do you start off as a team? As soon as you press start, how do you start off as it? Well, if you switch back to if you go to F9, if you press F9, you'll where it says diplomacy, right above that it says player. You're gonna open up that box and you're just gonna select what team you want to be on. This simply indicates what team do you start off as. So as soon as you press start, you will start off as team 1. So as you can see, I can automatically select my guys. I'd even have to change the team. Unlike if I didn't do this, then I would have to switch the team in order to start playing. This is very useful. Say if you made this into a professional like skirmish map, obviously you can't change teams in the campaign or anything like that. So this is very crucial that you guys need to know about. Okay, if you switch back to F9, there's one other thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know how to say it. Alliances. But if you expand this box, it just means simply means like keywords. I never knew what they did until I actually kind of experimented with it. This is good for like keying your kind of giving keywords. So I put player 1 as user, and as you can see when I select them, where it's right to the right, instead of saying player 1, it says user. That's what I typed in. Player 3, I typed in ally, so it says ally. Player 2, it says, instead of player 2, it says enemy. This is good for like indicating who's who. Good for like stuff like that. So again, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. And I'll see you guys next time.